And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
If there's one thing you should know about the Vasels is that we like candy, right? After after Christmas, the day after Halloween are, for me, two of the biggest shopping days of the year. A day after Valentine's Day and a day after Easter. Those 4 big shopping days, I go hunt down all that leftover 50% off candy. And we stick it in the freezer and we eat it all year round, right? But here's a game about candy called Bonbons. It comes in a little box that actually looks like a little present, and inside are some nice cardboard pieces. Are you ready to look at the game? Let's do it. "36 cards, square cards, are placed in the middle of the table, and each player gets 4 round ones on the side. And each of these cards is going to show some really nice, large, colored pieces of candy. On your turn, it's very simple. You turn over one of the cards in the middle, and then you turn over one of your own. If they match, you get to go again. Now, most of the time, they're not going to match. You'll turn over a card, and not one of my cards. But every once in a while, you will turn over one that does match. No, that one doesn't match. Let's see if I can get really lucky here. Woohoo! Alright, so I turned over 2 that match. When that happens, I'll take this one out. And I've matched this, and I only have 3 left to do. Interestingly enough, what you can do is, on your turn, you don't necessarily have to turn over your own. If you turn over one, well, here's another one of my own, I bet. Woohoo! But let's say you turn over one that you know matches another player. You can turn over theirs and take theirs and give them one of yours. That's not the good thing, though. I mean, you can get a bad thing. If you turn over a bad piece of candy here, an empty wrapper, then you must take another card and place it in front of you. And then there's money. There's 3 of these cards here. When you turn over money, this is the only time you're allowed to do this. If you turn it over on your first card, then you can turn over, if you turn over all 3 of the money cards, wherever they might be, you take all 3 of those cards and put it on top of one of your cards that you've not found yet, and that card is counted as being finished. The first person to match all 4 of their cards, or 5, I guess if you have the extra one, is the winner. This is just another variant on memory. You know, the memory match type games. Not a whole lot of difference in here except for the presentation, which is a really nice presentation. These are really thick cards, and it's just fun for kids. I would never play this with adults. It's just too simple. This is definitely a family-style game from Gameworks, who, as I've said many times before, just goes above and beyond, over the top with their production, and here's another example of that. But let's see what the kids think. Holly, what'd you think of this game?
It's fun because, it's like you see someone else get their card up, and we always say, ooh, and sometimes if it's not their turn yet, and it's very fun.
All right, thank you. Amy? What do you think of the game?
I think it's cool, and I don't like it when I get those black candies because I always get an extra card, and it's really annoying when I get an extra card, and my sisters, I never win.
Okay, thank you. Melody? What do you think?
It's okay. I don't really like matching games, but this one's fun because you can even match cards for the other person's place.
I don't think you need to stand on a chair anymore. You're pretty tall. But all right, anyway.
And that's why I like this game, because it's matching and it's candy.
Definitely for kids. Definitely a matching game with high production values. Bonbons.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.
Yeah?